Gonna be really stupid and cringe, but anyways.
Is your mother yelling at you?
So basically, this is gonna be Cookie Run Kingdom lore or storyline, the main storyline, the world exploration story. This storyline right here. If it was explained by me. Now, I'm just saying this is in a nutshell, by the way. This is a joke. Anything in this video should not be taken seriously because it's a joke, basically. It's basically a lot of things I'm going to say are wrong, and also, this is a joke, by the way. But also, this is only going to be up to episode 10, or world 10, whatever the fuck the worlds are called. Because that's the last episode I remember completing, because I never completed any of the other ones because I'm a stupid. Anyways, let's start off from the very, very beginning. The very beginning. The prologue. The part that teaches you how to play the game. But that's not important. We're here to talk about the story, which I don't really give two shits about, but I only like it because it's stupid. But anyways, basically the beginning. The prologue. Basically, 5 of the idiots, or the ancient heroes, basically they get into a war with Dark Enchantress, which is somehow White Lily Cookie, even though in the beginning they're two separate people, which makes no absolute fucking sense. But anyways, of course, somehow the most powerful cookies, all 5 of the most powerful cookies in the fucking universe, literally die and lose. And they vanish. And they vanish. And then, a few seconds after the big brain white explosion, they vanish. All of them. And you never see the other 2 ancients again. Well, you probably do get to see them eventually, but they never come back. Guys, stop doing your idle animation, Sherbert. Anyways, the other beginning. Basically, Gingerbread somehow escapes an oven, even though that's probably highly unlikely because the door is so fucking big that how would he even open it? But anyways, Gingerbread escapes the oven and then literally passes out in the middle of the forest, and then he finds a kingdom. And then he wakes up in a kingdom, and then he named the kingdom, and then he names the kingdom, which is named Unlucky Bozo. And anyways, after that, you find out that eventually you meet sugar gnomes, which are basically short little stubby bitches who literally just do all the work for you. And the cookies don't have to do any labor, except for the production buildings. That's the only labor they have to do. They don't have to build anything. But anyways, after you meet all the sugar gnomes and all that shit jabber, you realize that there's 3, bad guys. There's a cat that is literally a bat, a fucking brute that does not brush his teeth, and also an emo kid. Emo kid is Licorice Cookie, that's what I'm going to be referring to him as. But anyways, you find a person that does not brush their teeth, a bat cat, and an emo kid. Basically, they want Crown, so they take Crown very easily and put it onto Cake Hound, or Cake Doggo, and literally just the dog runs off with the crown, like any dog would with an item. And of course, the cookies do not want that, so they literally go chasing after a dog that could probably run 3 times faster than them. Then eventually they meet this fucking chubby ass kid who's a prince. Gingerbread, shut up, I'm not talking about you. Basically, eventually they find this bratty kid who's literally a prince and also super annoying in the beginning, and also a trash healer, once you get other healers anyway. But anyways, after you find this kid in the middle of the forest somehow, unlike Gingerbread, you eventually continue on as normal and you don't even get to know him that well. But anyways, episode 1. Basically, episode 1, you spend the whole entire time chasing after a dog. And also, on the first one, you encounter a cake wolf, even though that's pretty normal, because you could literally just beat its ass. Like, literally, you could just take a knife and slice it and eat it. But then, eventually, you find a dude who did not brush his teeth, and then you fight him and you win. And then eventually he somehow breaks the bridge and gets across, even though if he wanted to break the bridge and then across it, he would have to cross the bridge first and then break it, but that doesn't really matter. Anyways, you fix the bridge with 5 axes, even though you probably need wood to do that, since most of the wood is in the water and cookies cannot go in the water. But anyways, episode 2. Anyways, episode 2. Episode 2, basically, you start off in this new forest that you somehow found across the bridge. And also, did I forget to mention that this takes place on a completely different planet? Earthbread. And also, the planet's called Earthbread that they're on. But anyways, episode 2. Let's mainly focus on stage 2-3. 2-3 is whenever you meet White Lily Cookie. Put that in big. Also, make sure to put that in air quotes. Basically, you meet White Lily Cookie, quote unquote, and basically she just disappears. And then Gingerbabe's like, "Fuck, am I hallucinated?" And Wizard Cookie's like, "Yes." And then eventually everything goes on as normal. You fight a couple monsters, and then you find this jelly worm. This jelly worm is basically a greedy ass little worm who wanted to become a dragon. And he teamed up with the 3 emo kids, that's what we're going to be referring to, for Batcat, Choco Warehorn Brutes, also known as Swartzwalder, and Licorice Cookie as the emo kids. Basically, the jelly worm teams up with emo kids so he can become big brain dragon. But however, that only lasts for about 2 seconds. It only lasts for about 2 seconds before you beat the dragon's ass, and then he becomes a downgraded worm again. Then Strawberry Cookie tries to explain to him that you need to do hard work, and he's just like, "Yeah, okay, bye." And then after episode 2, nothing really happens. Basically, episode 3. Basically you fight a bunch of goblins, and then you have to give this guardian coffee, and then you have to fight the guardian, and you win. Episode 4. Basically nothing happens here. But you do see a writing on the wall that says you are being watched. You don't really worry about it though, even though you really should. Eventually, after episode 3, you fight another guardian lion thing, and then you win. Episode 5, I don't really remember, but I think episode 5 you fight Poison Mushroom Cookie, and of course you win because they're stupid and weak. Just kidding. Or am I? Anyways, after you fight a mushroom kid, you literally just go on. It's this stage where you fight a giant vine. Basically, you fight a giant plant, and then you win. Then, eventually, you go on to episode 6, where you meet Pomegranate Cookie, who basically cursed the village, and now it's your problem. Now it's your job to fix it, even though you were never wanted to be a part of this. Then eventually, episode 6 ends. I don't remember half the shit. I think you also fight a giant swan that saves the village. Episode 7. I don't not remember anything in episode 7, so we're skipping it. Episode 8. Episode 8 is where the main lore takes a turn. Basically, you learn about Pure Vanilla and White Lily's love story. And also you learn that on the last stage of episode 8, it was not White Lily. Basically, you learn that White Lily is not White Lily. It was a big brain dad. It is the leader of the emo kids, Dark Enchantress Cookie. Basically, you fight her and you win, and then she just disappears, I guess. Then eventually, she returns back to her little minions, and Pomegranate, the simp for Dark Enchantress, Pomegranate Cookie, is like, "Oh my gosh, you're back!" And she's like, "I know, I never wanted to see you again, but you know what? I had to come back." Episode 9 is where all the main drama starts. Episode 9. You meet this Raisin Kid, or another emo kid called Raisin Cookie. And that sounds disgusting. And she tests you with raisin bread, which I would not eat, but so that way she won't fucking annoy me, I would eat it anyways. Anyways, you refuse to eat the bread, and she tries to hunt you down. Eventually, you reach a tent with a totally unknown cookie that that's totally not this guy. But anyways, you meet a cookie that's totally not this guy. And then you meet him, and he says that he is Healer Cookie. That's what he'll be deemed as until, like, stage 9 something. Eventually, you find this portal that goes into the sky, and you find an abandoned vanilla kingdom. That is totally not gonna be revived, guys. But anyways, after you find a vanilla kingdom, you just kind of explore it for a bit. Until you find this kid who's literally been sleeping in a pod for years. Their name is Strawberry Crepe Cookie. And basically, they build these giant waffle bots that destroy the kingdom. Or that destroy you and hurt cookies. However, later on, Strawberry Crepe Cookie become good. Eventually, after you win a fight against them, and then Strawberry Cookie gets kidnapped, Strawberry Crepe Cookie just vanishes. Basically, just vanishes. And eventually, they do become good, so that means they got the good ending. But then, eventually, in the castle, episode 10 starts! Woohoo! This is the last part of the lore, by the way, because I don't remember any other episodes. Episode 10. 10-1, nothing happens. Eventually on one of the stages, you encounter a soldier that's literally split in fucking half. And he says that he's dying, which is true. And also that happens in the background, too. And then eventually, you go to Dino with the emo kids and their leader. And then eventually, it's revealed, surprise, surprise, Healer Cookie is this guy right here! Basically, you find out Healer Cookie is Pure Vanilla Cookie that was supposed to be dead, but it turns out he's not. He's alive. Basically, Dark Enchantress just found out he's Pure Vanilla, and she is pissed. And then eventually, a few days later in the stages, Pure Vanilla stays behind talking about fucking bed and then gets captured like his dumbass would. And then eventually, at the end of the episode, you save him and then everything's all great. Until episode 14. But I haven't gotten to that yet. So, yeah. Basically, that's Cookie Run lore in a nutshell. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be like, you didn't say everything right. You skipped 2. I don't care about Cookie Run lore. I only like it because it's stupid. Oh yeah, you don't like that too. Ignore that for now. Just ignore the rest of this shit I'm doing right now. But anyways, that's the Cookie Run lore explained in a nutshell. Now I know it's a lot wrong, and also there's a bunch of spoilers basically in it. Especially for episode 8 if no one has gotten to that yet, so yeah. Also, the only reason I kind of know all this stuff because I've played the episodes before on previous accounts, so yeah. Anyways, that'll be it. Goodbye. I hope you have a good day.